first time.
Hello.
What's up, everybody?
What's up?
Lex and Greg are on. What's going on? Happy Sunday. Happy Mother's Day. That's more like it, right?
Yeah.
Say Happy Mother's Day to your mother.
Happy Mother's
Happy
Day.
Mother's Day.
Say Happy Mother's Day to your Nini.
Happy Mother's Day.
Say Happy Mother's Day to
Nini's
Grandma.
not our mother.
Yeah, but you still have to give your grandparents Happy Mother's Day.
Well, won't you just say Happy Grandparents Mother's Day?
No.
Grandma's Day?
It
Nini's Day?
doesn't exist.
Well,
Yeah, then you should say it to Nini and Papa.
Happy Mother's
They're
Day,
not our
Nini.
mother.
Why would I say it to Pop-Up? It's Pop-Up. That's Father's Day. All right, I'm Judge James.
I'm Judge Evie.
You said you would do it.
This is Marshal Cooper.
You gotta say your name, bud.
This is Cooper.
You didn't know.
The resident Deadlands aficionado in the house, who we invited on for the you can hold it up. We invited him on to talk a little about the Deadlands Kickstarter, which is over soon. As of filming this, it's 51 hours to go. You don't have to keep it up anymore if you don't want to.
That's 2 days and 3
That's
hours.
the Reloaded book for Deadlands Reloaded, but they are making a version that is native to Deadlands Savage Worlds Explorer Edition, and since Deadlands is one of my favorite settings of all time, we of course are backing it. And since Cooper, we just played Deadlands Reloaded last night with the new rules, well, with the suede rules. Yeah, see, there's the setup for the Dwarven Forge, as our viewers have seen.
Action.
Yep, there it all is. Best thing about having this house is we can just like kind of keep things set up and don't have to put it away afterwards, which is really nice.
Because, like, that's not a dinner table anymore.
Right, the dinner table's upstairs now.
Yeah, new table.
So this works out well.
New table, new life.
New table, new life.
We are in a new house.
This is true. We are in a new house.
A new life and a new house.
Words of wisdom, Coop.
Uh-huh.
It's been a big week of gaming.
Big wig.
On Tuesday, I ran for our X-Crawl campaign that Evie is a part of, and the rest of her friends, the Shrubs. I ran Cyber Forest of the Shroom Elf Vegans, or essentially an X-Crawl Cyber Sprawl Classics version of Greenwood of the Fae Sovereign by Studio 9. And it was a lot of fun so far. It's going to be a two-parter for us. We did part of it on Tuesday night. We'll finish it this Tuesday night as part of our weekly campaign. And then earlier today, I ran a DCC Road Crew event back here online, and I ran Lankmar 99, a police procedural version of Lankmar. And we had 3 players, and that was a really, really good game. So hats off to Rob, Joan, and Scott for a really good adventure today. And then last night, what did we play last night, Cooper?
Deadlands.
You sound really excited to play Deadlands.
Deadlands.
We played Deadlands Reloaded last night, part 2 of the Dread Caverns of King Divok the 91st.
I shot him in the face with a shotgun.
You did, but you didn't defeat him.
Still shot him in the face with a shotgun.
That may be, but you did. Who defeated him?
Mr. Zink.
Yeah, your mom's character defeated him, but you did a good job.
I still shot him in the face.
This is true. And again, the reason Rob's on talking about Ilsa, his lost fiance from today's Lankmar game.
That's sad.
It is a little sad. Well, he's lost because Joan's character started dating her instead. So there you go. Anyway, so we have Cooper on tonight because we are talking about Deadlands Weird West Kickstarter, and we'll share a bit about that and about Cooper's affinity for Deadlands, the Weird West. We're going to shift things around a little tonight.
Wait, what about our swag?
We'll discuss that too.
Oh, you're skip. Oh, you didn't skip.
You can do less tapping, Cooper. So tonight we're going to do the Kickstarter discussion first, and then do Judge Evie Presides second. So that
we got questions.
Cooper gets it. We have a lot of questions.
I know.
It's a big Judge Evie Presides night. I thought we'd share some of the swag we got this week. Want to hand me the swag?
Bab just texted in all caps, "I'm coming." So Bab is coming.
So we had our order come. Part of our order came from Cyclops Con, and hello Dev, what's going on? We got 3 adventures ordered and arrived. We had Accursed Heart of the World Ender for DCC RPG that we played at the Road Crew game 2 weeks ago. And there's Babs saying hello, Koopaloop. We got 2 Lankmar adventures that I didn't own. One is Unholy Nights in Lankmar, and the other one we got was
Hey, I got a model bump.
sorry, the Rat Queen. The Rats of Ilthmar.
Ow.
You okay? Did you fall?
No.
Okay. We got the Rats of Ilthmar.
Help me with the adventure.
I'm sorry.
I gotta model this one too.
So
Wait, give me a second.
2 adventures that came and arrived.
Wow.
So that was a
Oh.
good time to have those. Hopefully I'll be playing those soon. And I should make a note here that Thursday night review here. I have that loaded. I'll make a note here. All right. So let's talk about the big Kickstarter shout out this week, which is for Deadlands, the Weird West. So Cooper, let's talk about this a bit. All right. So Cooper is my youngest child, and he is. You've been playing games for how long, Cooper? Do you know?
I like video games and others.
How long have you been playing role-playing games for? Do you know?
I think since I was 4, maybe.
Yeah, I think
4 or
you're.
5.
That is correct. You were 4 years old, and you were playing Basic Fantasy RPG and Savage Worlds back then. And you've dabbled in a lot of other role-playing games, but the fact that you've now had 8 games with the same character in this Deadlands game, this is your most advanced character ever, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's talk. What was that?
I have a lot of other characters. Just they don't do. They're not that much.
There's one-shot characters, but this character is your best character ever, isn't he?
Yeah.
All right, let's talk first about you as a gamer. So why don't you tell the audience here what you like to play in other games? I know that you are a big electronic gamer.
Yeah, that's mostly what I am. I'm mostly a video gamer.
Well, tell us all the video games you like to play.
I like to play Zelda.
Which Zelda?
Breath of the Wild.
Right.
I like to play Minecraft. I like to play Splatoon 2. Mostly games on Switch.
All right, so what is the one game that is very similar to Deadlands that you really enjoy playing that is going to probably get me in trouble?
Wait, what?
What's the game that's a lot like Deadlands that you like playing on the Xbox?
Oh, Red Dead Redemption.
So,
I like to tie people. I like to hog tie people and then throw them into a lake.
Cooper is, I guess, the most mean black hat in that game. Cooper's character in that game. You have the absolute maxed out like bad guy stat, right?
Yeah, I have like 6,000 bounty.
So
Because I keep throwing people into lakes, shooting police officers, and shooting their horses.
you are a really evil character in that game.
I've got a lasso and I take people and pull them off their horse, put them on my horse, and then kill their horse, and then chuck my horse off a cliff.
Yeah, it is rough. We have some comments. Greg wants to know, is Cooper's character an undead gunslinger? Yes. We're going to talk about that. Where are you
Coming
going?
back here so I can see.
Okay. We have a comment of, let's see here, Savage Philly GM. It's Rob saying he's a backer for the Suede Deadlands. And then Bab says, do you want to play Minecraft after quarantine? And yeah, and Bab said you're a savage. So, which is absolutely true in many
I
ways.
am not a savage.
So let's talk about your character in Deadlands. What is your character's name?
Sebastian Squelette.
And here is the Hero Forge miniature for Sebastian Squelette. So Sebastian Squelette is not the kind of hero. What are you doing? We'll show him next. Sebastian is not is an outlaw, right?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you saying? No.
I heard no, right?
So what is Sebastian's? So you're not a 6-gun shooter lover. What is your favorite weapon that you have in this game?
A shotgun.
Cooper is all about the double-barreled shotgun. What are you looking at?
I wanted to go get my Nerf.
No, that's okay.
I wanted to shoot the screen.
When I was asking you if you wanted to play Deadlands, I thought maybe you'd make some kind of, special character that was a cowboy or something, or a bounty hunter, but you said you wanted to play a skeleton. Why was that?
Because I don't want to die.
Okay. Your mom's character is an interesting stats too. This is your mom's character. What's your mom's character's name?
Mr. Zink.
Mr. Zink is a German immigrant that has a beer stein and a skull. What's it called? A skull staff, and is a huckster essentially. So
That's offensive to Sebastian's people.
What? What is?
The skeleton head.
I guess it's true. It is kind of evil and wrong to have.
I don't know why
front.
I have him I don't know why he's my friend though.
Well, he's a zombie, so they're both. We've used the harrowed rules for both of them. They're both harrowed. So they're both undead. We also use the veteran of the Weird Wars rules for both of them. So they're both really powerful characters, which is important since there's only 2 of them. What are you doing? Oh, he's getting the character sheets. Sebastian Skelett has all shooty powers, and Mr. Zink is a spellcaster. So these are their character sheets. And here, Cooper has some art on the back here. Sebastian Skelett, yee-haw. And this is you.
No, it says, Dad, it doesn't say
what's it
yeehaw,
say?
it says yeah boy.
Yeah, boy, I'm sorry. And then down here is when you used your meat cleaver on that ice worm, right?
And then Mr. Worm.
Yeah.
Then there's Mr. Worm.
So anyway, do you want to put this back on the counter?
Isn't there there's some on here too?
That was when. That's the scene also drawn by your friend when.
Yeah, it's me jumping and then into the air, slicing him.
Yeah, that was when.
That's when I was jumping into the air, and then that was like.
But that's when your Mr. Zink wasn't being played by your mom. Who was playing Mr. Zink that day?
Isabella.
Isabella came over and played Mr. Zink. All right, so put these back up there.
I'll just.
So obviously a very entertaining game. Where did you get the Deadlands minis? All right, so these we made on Hero Forge. So these were printed custom miniatures on Hero Forge, heroforge.com. It is an expensive addiction because each one's like $20, but they're pretty sturdy. And I do have Deadlands miniatures. I have other Deadlands miniatures I got from. If you go over to.
Pugs.
What?
We got pugs.
Well, the pugs aren't Deadlands miniatures.
Wait a second.
What are you going to get?
We're missing a guy.
Who are you going to get? Oh, I know who he's going to get. The 3rd member of their adventuring party. Leroy Jenkins.
/Toad.
Their
Slash
burro, their donkey. Yeah. So that's the 3rd member of the adventuring party. But to answer the questions there, you can get Deadlands miniatures and 6-gun miniatures over on the Pinnacle Entertainment Group website. You can get them. I think they're all Reaper, but Reaper has a lot of Deadlands miniatures, some Savage Worlds Deadlands miniatures. You can get them over there. We have all of them, I think, or a ton of them. Not all of them. We have a lot of them, and I'll be painting more soon. So anyway. But that's where we got these. And what's cool was that if we play other genres of Deadlands, since we have Deadlands Noir and the Wasted West, we have on deck at Hero Forge, we have multiple versions. I think the next ones coming up will be the Lost Colony Deadlands characters. Because I think Sebastian Skelett would like to go to space. What do you think?
Cape.
You want a cape in space?
My cape, because my cape can fly around at any time.
No capes.
No capes.
No capes.
No,
All right.
Yes, capes.
Let's talk about the Kickstarter a little bit, okay? So you wrote some things down, right?
Yeah.
So let's ask you some questions about the Kickstarter. So as of right now, Deadlands the Weird West has 51 hours to go, and I'll make sure I post a link in the comments here. So if anyone wants to go hunt that down, they can. It's at $457,000, and so far of a $10,000 goal. There's a ton of stuff unlocked. We were at the Marshal level, but then I pushed it to the high roller level because it came with metal dice and a lot of stuff. You know, there's just a lot of swag.
And that guy right there kind of looks like me riding my donkey.
He does the horseman, but you don't ride your donkey.
But
on the box set cover, it looks like a skeleton cowboy. I gotta say, it does look a lot like Sebastian Skelett.
And I have a
pistol with just saying, Pinnacle. I don't know. So the Kickstarter is booming right now, and I think it's important right now to talk about why Cooper loves Deadlands. So Cooper, why don't you tell the audience now, convince the audience, especially those that may not know Deadlands, why you love Deadlands.
I love Deadlands because...
You didn't read your notes? You're good?
No, I just wrote down what I'm going to talk about.
Well, go ahead. Okay, yeah, cool. Go ahead and tell the audience.
I love Deadlands because of, like, the storylines, the characters you can make, and... Yeah.
Okay.
I can think.
So you like the Western story, right?
Yeah.
Why do you like the Old West?
Because I play a lot of games with the Wild West.
Okay.
And in Minecraft, I sometimes take a random spot in a desert and then just start making stuff.
So the West is pretty, and you've been to the West one time, right?
Yeah, we went down to. Why do I always forget the name?
Dodge City.
Oh yeah, Dodge City.
All right. What other reasons do you love Deadlands? So, but you have anything else written down here you want to talk about?
I think we talked about the other two.
Have we covered all of this already?
We've talked about
Like we told your character, you're right. We had a lot of conversation.
So
okay.
we've
covered your questions, okay, or your answers. All right. So we've got that covered. Some comments here. Rob says he loves running Deadlands Lost Colony. It's an amazing Firefly The Expanse mashup feel. I feel like it's Borderlands quite a bit. And Ras Corgan says, really, both those shows are my favorites. Yeah, it's got Lost Colony has a really cool feel to it. But the other thing is the characters are pretty interchangeable since they all run the Savage Worlds Adventure Edition rules. I've been playing this game since I got my first player's book back in 1999. So, and then this is the Savage Worlds edition. This was for the old Deadlands Classic. We've got the 20th anniversary edition. You have a lot of editions of this.
Wait, did I just see the word spaghetti?
Yeah, it's a spaghetti western with meat.
Spaghetti!
Anyway, anything else you want to say about Deadlands, Cooper? Yeah, all covered.
No.
All right, do you want to do your ASMR? Because you're going to leave, right?
Yeah.
Okay, do your ASMR for us before you walk out.
I love pizza.
There you go, everybody.
Yeah.
Cooper Walls. All right. Woo. All right, Cooper. We'll see you later, okay? Wave or dab on the way out. Okay.
Cooper, that is so
And you're
old
off.
school.
No one cares, Evie. No one cares if the dab is old school.
It's really old school.
All right.
No one cares.
So if I pick up Deadlands Lost Colony retail, when it's available, it should be completely compatible with the new Deadlands rulebook, right? Yeah, you should be able to cross-compatible some of this stuff if you want. You know, I mean, it's Savage Worlds, so because it's Savage Worlds, everything with Savage Worlds is pretty much cross-compatible. That's the cool thing. I do know from I don't know where I saw it from online or whatnot that they're going away from the old Fate chips, which is how old Deadlands used to work. Was instead of having bennies, you had the Fate chips, and they had different values, and they're going all to bennies now for the system. Bennies and crud. What is the one?
Crud?
Not crud.
Crud?
No.
Why'd you say crud?
I forgot what the new. I'm gonna remember it in a second. It's not bennies. It's that new mechanic.
Crud.
We never use it with Cooper, but it's the new bonus point system in Adventure Edition that I can't remember what it's called, but it's not a benny. It's better than a benny. It's not inspiration. I have too many systems in my brain that I mix up what is what. Anyway, we can skip it and not worry about it. We can go to the.
It smells like a new book.
Because it is a pretty new book.
But like
I think it's time to talk about Judge Evie Presides.
Thank goodness. Okay, so.
I know that. So Evie when I told Evie that tonight we were going to be having this show discussing the Weird West Kickstarter, Evie kind of freaked out, right?
I did.
Yeah, because you're like, I want to talk about I play.
I don't know.
We have comments. Let's see here.
Yeah, question
Ras Corgan,
time.
I'm kicking my elf for only elf. You kicking your elf? Only buying the Wendigo tales and not the DLC book too. You should have gotten the whole shebang. You should have gotten everything. So, anyway.
Question time.
All right, Judge Evie has been asked quite a few questions. We're gonna pick some of these, not all of them. We have two fairly serious questions, and the rest
then
from
we've got
Bab.
Bab's questions.
All right,
mistake.
Some of those are actually fairly serious and good questions.
Which ones?
From Bab.
That's very not true.
All right, go ahead and read. Whose question is first?
We're gonna save Bab's for last. Save the
Bab
best.
wants us to cover 3, and that's fine. We'll read 3 of your questions.
We're gonna read more than 3.
Okay.
They link together.
We'll see.
Okay, the first one is from Gibberdex, and I put a thing out on Instagram. Only one person answered. No, wait. We're gonna see if anyone else, answered.
No,
this.
go read the question. No one gives a crap about what it answered.
We could have more than one. No, still just one. Okay.
All right.
As a youth, what are some tips for adults running games for your age group? This is to me. It says my name in front of it.
Okay,
wait.
youth.
I gotta bring the question.
Answer the question, youth.
Tips
Two
for
youths.
adults. Okay. Here's your tip. Don't think it's gonna be serious. Cause it's not. Yeah. So if you're running a game for you can agree with that, right? Did you think our adventures would be serious? No. Yes.
I think that there's a middle ground answer to this, but answer your
Don't
way
think
first.
we're gonna stay to the storyline. That's what I said. I said. Okay,
I think that's how it is.
Plan for chaos.
That's how it is with your group, and if you play with all of your people. But I'm pretty sure if I threw Josh into a game with all grown-ups or older kids, I think he'd be more serious. I don't think it has to do with kids or youths. I think it has to do with you youths. Not every youth. I think you youths. I think you, Maggie,
Look at Bab, not
Josh,
me.
Bab, all mixed together is dangerous.
Yeah.
And Bab feels attacked. Okay.
Then we've got
Next
this
question.
one's from
Greg.
Woo! Of playing a detective, an assassin, or a med scientist, who would you choose? An assassin.
I knew that was what you pick.
Yeah.
What was the question? So,
Detective, assassin, or med scientist.
See, and I'd go detective.
Assassin.
I knew you'd assassin somebody.
Uh-huh. Okay, now we've got...
Yeah, and Greg's right. An adult group can be just as crazy. I mean, it doesn't have to be just all kids are chaotic. All right, now we have.
I've only ever played a one
we
all kids
have
game.
Bab's questions. Okay.
Okay, there's
Okay.
18 of them. We can't read the first one. The second
18 questions.
one. Or the third one.
Some of these you can't read, but
you can read the fourth one.
you read them.
Can you write a Frozen themed DCC game? I think
There is an adventure called Frozen in Time.
I think they mean the movie, the Disney movie.
Sure.
Yeah.
What would the plot be?
I don't know.
What do you think it would be?
Well, if it's based on
How would
Frozen,
you do it?
they'd probably just do something to mess up the spirits. That's covered in the second movie.
Boring.
So it wouldn't work. No,
Boring.
It's not boring.
Boring.
It's not boring.
All right. Well, any other
Watch
ideas?
Frozen 2. It's not a boring movie.
If I was going to do Frozen, I would do it as all the characters are snowmen. Every single one of them. All right? And
they could be vampires because they can't be in the sun because Elsa wouldn't have the thing.
and they're all working for Elsa, who was turned evil she got mutated worse.
And
she set them against to go kill off all the people in town.
You're killing my sister. Okay.
Bab wants ice powers.
Oh my.
Well, I guess you can have them. I think Onward makes a better DCC movie. That's just me though.
DCC movie?
Yeah.
We got favorite Disney movie?
Oh, what is your favorite Disney movie?
Lilo and Stitch.
Yours is Lilo and Stitch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
I think is mine WALL-E?
Maybe. Is yours WALL-E? I can't answer that for you. I'm not
That's so
psychic.
hard. I have a hard time picking. WALL-E, that's up. Lilo and Stitch is definitely up there. Stitch is my favorite Disney character, I think.
Who? Stitch? What?
Stitches, yeah.
I know, Stitch is my favorite too.
I may have to go Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
I really
Okay.
like some other movies, though.
This one's for you, Dad.
Rob says what I'm thinking
Okay.
about is conviction. That's the Savage Worlds question answered. I couldn't remember because we just do not. There are some rules we don't use in the game with Cooper. I'm only giving out conviction one time at a Savage Philly event, at a Delaware Valley Savages event. So I've never really given it very frequently. So
Okay.
thank you for reminding me, though.
Number 6, for Mr. Jimothy. Who is your favorite out of all of Evie's DCC friends? The correct answer is me.
I like you all equally. I have a special place for Bab, though, because they sit in the chaos chair. So I gotta say.
Bab basically lives here. Well, not now.
No one lives here now.
Well, we live here.
Yeah, but like, I feel like Maggie has the better handle on keeping the game under control. And I feel like Josh is the best handling of the rules.
Yeah.
So just saying.
What am I?
You're there because you have to be.
Yeah. Secret therapist.
Any other questions you want to answer today? We always do an Bab question episode.
Number 7. Evie said to include a DCC question. So, I don't know. What's your least favorite game you've ever played, and what's your least favorite character? I don't know.
My least favorite game?
Bronito?
Bronito, I think.
Oh, Bronito.
Do you mean for DCC?
I think so.
Least favorite DCC game I ever played.
Can I say Ran instead?
Yeah.
Okay, so back at the Norman Game Nights, there was this one, I was like, I showed up and I was like, I'm gonna run DCC. And like 3 kids joined. Like
I remember
kids.
That happened to you.
And we had to get like, oh my god, it was so bad. So basically, they started going insane. Like, they would leave the table, they wouldn't come back, and they would come back just for the fights and then leave. So there was no actual plot to this game. And so people had come up and help me. Like, Kippy had to come help me. Remember that one?
Yes.
To save me. It was terrible. It was out of control. It was terrible. Awful.
My least favorite DCC game I ever ran was at Gen Con 2017, I believe. And it was a DCC Star Wars event I was running. And what happened was the players that were supposed to be my gaming group for that game, they moved on to the next round of the DCC tournament. So my table got cleared out. I had no players for it. And what they did was I just took all people that were looking for an empty seat. And the 3 players I got for that game didn't seem very interested in playing a DCC Star Wars game. But they played, and they really weren't that into it. That said, my friend Craig and his son Dylan both sat in the game. And even though they had played the adventure before, I turned some things around for them. And it was fun to play with them because I felt like I was playing with Craig and Dylan, and that was a good time. The other 3 really were not into it. And when your players aren't into it, it makes it hard for you to want to, keep going. What? Okay. Is there another question? Let's do one more. And we'll move on.
Half of these are just dissing on my hoodies and my...
What's a dissing on your hoodie question?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how ugly is Evie's yellow hoodie? On a scale of 1 to 10, how ugly is Adam Driver? Not. What's John's name?
10. He's a 10 ugly.
No!
What's John's name?
What's John's name?
Josh.
What's John's name?
Josh.
What's John's name?
All right, DCC Star Wars, and my heart just stopped. Yeah, if DCC and Star Wars is actually really easy to do. Here, I'll do that. I'll toss you one in the link here. I call it Villainous Scum, and it's how to convert. I'm not big on hard conversions or whatever. Here's a link here for my conversion rules. Oh, and here's a link to. Yeah, that's the conversion I do. It's super cheesy, and then here's the 0 level funnel occupations for DCC Star Wars. There's a stormtrooper occupations. So there you go. I put them in the chat here, in the stream chat, so you can go look at that if you want to have the nerdiness of Star Wars with DCC. I personally think that Star Wars is is best run by Dungeon Crawl Classics.
If you don't have anything nice to say about Adam Driver, do not say it at all. Okay?
Man.
Okay.
Don't badmouth Adam Driver. With that said, I think we're gonna move on.
No, we can do the speed round. We can speed round the rest of them. Okay. We're not even at a half hour yet. Okay.
All right, go through.
Okay. Favorite Heyo? I don't know. Probably the one where I started. Let's get down and get drunk. Okay. For Mr. I don't know what that one means.
What is it?
It just says, "What's your preferred title?" Oh, what do you want to be called?
I don't know. Judge Jimothy.
You're probably still going to end up being Mr. Jimothy. Okay.
Okay.
When will I be on the live streams? I'm going to be a fan favorite.
Once I can figure out how to get this computer to pull... I can't figure out how to get Zoom or how to get multiple people on this thing. I have a Mac. If anyone has any tips about that, leave them in the comments or email us at dccjudgeevie@gmail.com. I cannot get like OBS and Zoom to connect with my Mac. So I once I do that, I can have maybe 1 or 2 of the shrubs on. And look at this. Judge Sean and Ras Corgan are totally smearing Adam Driver. Keep going. What else you got?
When will Corona end? I don't know.
When will Corona end? Probably a year from now to 18 months.
What does dexterity even mean?
It means your nimbleness. It's agility. Dexterity is agility, but in a less fun gaming system called Dungeons and Dragons.
17. This isn't a question. Evie, I love you. I love you too, Bab. 18. Evie, will you read your English story aloud, please? No.
What's optimistic, Sean? The 12 months to 18 months, or that? What is dexterity? I think 18 months or a year from now is pretty optimistic. Do I look like I know what agility is? Yeah, I think you do, Bab. So I don't know. I think we'll be done with Corona in 18 months, and by done with I mean finally figure out a way to deal with it enough that it's not, a serious virus to those that catch it. We'll have some kind of systems out there or methods that help keep people off ventilators and stuff, and they'll be hopefully at that point hopefully they have some kind of vaccine. But until that time, everyone needs to be careful. I'm going to shift into work mode here since I'm becoming a pandemic subject matter expert for my company. And you need to wear your proper PPE. You need to make sure you are wearing eye protection when you're doing any kind of process that can have things splashed in your face. You need to make sure you're wearing your mask. You need to make sure that you're wearing gloves whenever you're doing anything with gloves, but then take the gloves off and wash your hands. And be very careful. And look at, Rob had it, so, and a lot of people I know who've had it have a rough time, but, they get through it. The news is definitely make it sound worse than it is, but it is a very serious virus. I keep wanting to put that out there, that it is very serious, and for some people to catch it. We've had an aunt of mine passed away a couple weeks ago from it. So, I mean, it's not something, I hate when people say, like, it's only older people are at risk. First off, I'm not willing to risk older people for this, and second off, I think wearing pants would help with Corona, Evie.
Wearing pants. I'm wearing pants. I'm never pantsless.
On that note, I think we move on to the Road Crew shoutouts. All right, so we're going to move on here. Road Crew shoutouts. DCC RPG Pittsburgh is running events next weekend online, I believe. Not sure if they are full yet, but they are posting on the DC RPG Rocks page on Facebook. So Mike Boldham leads that. And, there you go. Go follow him. Follow that crew. They're a good crew. Let's see here. The next comments are depressing. I'm not going to read them, but I'm with you there, on both those things. Those are definitely good points. Judge Sean is not playing in Rochester. Tell what the judge... sorry. No D6 games in Rochester, but you should be running online games. So with everyone running online games right now, because everyone's trying to get more out there and spread the love of their favorite games, whether it's Savage Worlds or DCC, I know we tend to lean towards the DCC-ness here, but run online games for your game companies. Run online games for friends. Run them for family. Do whatever you can do. And, I don't want to stream either. So Judge Sean says we are just not to stream. Look, I don't want to... I prefer not to run games to stream games. First off, because I can't figure out how to do it. But even when I could, when Google Hangouts was on, I was always stressed out. I always felt like I had to be careful what we said and just have a good time, But I am looking at putting together some future events. I may be running X-Crawl during Memorial Day weekend, and then next month I'm looking at putting a Cyber Sprawl Classics game together, which if you don't know what that is, look up Cyber Sprawl Classics. It is essentially like Cyberpunk DCC. It is a free zine. There are 3 of them, and they're phenomenal. All right, Thursday, Thursday night review this week is going to be Peril on the Purple Planet. I'll be reviewing the box set.
You spelled on wrong.
I know, but I said it right. I don't know if I will get through the entirety of the review on Thursday. I might break it up into 2 reviews. I have a lot to say about it. Savage Philly GM says, it was cool to play with Scott Woodard today. Thanks for running that cool session. You were the best. Oh, well, thank you for playing, Rob. I had a great time with the 3 of you. I thought it was a really good game, and it definitely demoed. Today's game showed that you can get... They essentially got through the big bad scene in the end by stealth and subterfuge and really good thinking. And
sounds like the opposite of the Shrubs.
It is the opposite of the Shrubs. It was 2 thieves and a warrior, and they were so careful getting through it. Any Gong Farmer submissions for this year, James? Nothing from... I've never submitted something to Gong Farmer's Almanac. I probably should at some point. So, most of my things I could submit are like, I don't know. There are things that I guess there's some kind of gasp. I've never written anything for the... I had a blog I posted on there, but I broke so many IP laws, probably. Didn't break the laws. I didn't sell it for content. So, but if I had sold it or made my blog, what's it called? Monetized, I would have broken laws. But it was a free blog, so there was no risk on that front. So I have too much stuff out there that's attached to someone else's intellectual property. So... I'd really like to put out a me and Mark Plord's DCC Gladiator rules, though. But I get Mark to agree to that. But anyway, Thursday night, Peril on the Purple Planet. I'll be talking about that this week. And where to find us. Judge Evie, where are we?
At I Live for Crits on Twitter. Living for Crits on Instagram. And search Living for Crits on YouTube.
So until Thursday, stay safe, stay healthy, stay together. Do some gaming, game with friends, game with family. And as my outro ASMR, I'm going to say, I love you, Mom.
Okay, I'm going to say it again. If you don't have anything nice to say about Adam Driver, don't say it at all. Thank you.
Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.